Hello guys, and welcome to the first episode of Chat with Chaz. Today I'm going to be chatting to Nikita, whose brother unfortunately died due to an ongoing battle with his mental health. Nikita kindly shared this information with me. In her own words, she said, Dan was a typical Jack the lad, loved football, clubbing and was a labourer from the Wirral. But undiagnosed ADHD going through school was a major catalyst that snowballed into addiction, which severely affected his mental health, which he battled with until the day that he died. So Nikita, can you please tell us a bit about your brother and what he has gone through, please?
Born at a time when being a strong, independent lad was paramount. Had undiagnosed ADHD, so was always having to deal with problems with his mental health, because teachers, parents didn't understand that it was ADHD. They just thought it was a bit naughty and a bit vivacious.
What was the relationship like between you and your brother?
Close. I was his Nikkitha tomato, and I could do no wrong in his eyes. I was never having to. He was my world. I could do no wrong in his eyes, and he was so proud when I got to uni. He was so proud when he never saw my disability at all. I was his kidder. Every time I hear that, every time anybody ever says that to me, it sends me feeling cold, even now. But yeah, we were like that.
What are some of your fondest memories with him?
We grew up not far from New Brighton, so most summers would be spent up by there, going off and just creating memories and adventures with one another growing up. We were just with typical bro and sis. And then holidays in North Wales. He was just climbing trees in Delamere Forest. Just an idyllic childhood. Really was.
When did you first notice your brother was struggling with mental health?
I started noticing it during his teens. He wasn't coping, and the anger that would come out in him. After he got kicked out of my mum's and he went to live at my granddad's, it really started to show then. Yeah, it was hard. Massively hard to deal with that. But yeah, that's when it started showing, during his teens.
Were there any circumstances or specific events that led to your brother's mental health struggles?
Yeah, there was. One big thing, but I can't say. Sorry. There's pretty much a lot of this story that I can tell you, but that's one thing I can't tell you. But there was one big event. You can know that much. but can't say what it is. Sorry, hun.
How did his struggles manifest in his daily life?
He went to rehab more than once, trying to get himself drying off all the drinking drugs. But the fact was, it didn't fix what was in here and what was going around in here with the event that took place. That was never, ever, ever dealt with, along with the fact that he had undiagnosed ADHD too. He didn't get diagnosed with his ADHD until he was in his mid-30s. But I think that was too little too late by that point. Serious. Yeah, I think that was too little too late. But Mind, the charity, were amazing with him to provide him with support in that regard. They provided quite a lot of help too.
Did your brother seek any help or support during his struggles? If so, what kind of help did he receive?
Rehab, Mind, doctors, everything. Everything. We literally explored the whole of the NHS, the Librium programme that we did no fewer than 5 times in this lifetime. 5 times he did the Librium programme. Rehabs in Liverpool and on the Wirral as well. And just love, support and understanding from me, anyway. Knowing that I'm here. No matter how angry you got, I was always there, always.
What was your perspective on the stigma surrounding mental health, especially in relation to your brother's situation?
Social stigmas. Biggest reason why he's not here are social stigmas. Oh. Getting told to man up and deal with the situation. What sort of freaking advice is that? To go ahead, man up? No. That's not going to get you anywhere. He never spoke about what went on. He never ever spoke about what went on, and which led to him putting that bottle to his head and pulling the trigger. So that's what I think of the social stigma around it, hon.
Were there moments when you felt helpless or unsure of how to support him?
Being powerless came with the territory. Always felt powerless. Always wanted to know if there was something that I could have done. I still think about that to this day, even how powerless I felt in that situation. Was there something that I could have said? Is there something that I could have done? Is there something that I could have supported him with? Is there a clue in all of this that can make it fit better? Make me feel better? Or was it that there was nothing that I could do? That train was coming well and I was powerless to stop it? I don't know. But I do feel powerless. Even now.
Can you share how you felt when you learned of your brother's passing?
Tissues are ready for this one. I had my mate up and he recently split up with his missus, so was kind of helping him through that. My hubby had just come back from the car boot, having got Maggie's breakfast. It was a Sunday morning, and we walked into the kitchen, and I got a notification to say my mum was was at the caravan in North Wales. They was like, oh, she's up at the caravan, she might nip in. Got a phone call half an hour later, just think, it's my mum saying they'd get the cat a lunch, she's going to nip in with the kids, you know, and come and see the kids. But it wasn't mum on the phone. It was one of her foster kids. And she just went ahead and said to me that Danny was dead. And I felt numb. And I felt cold. And everything just stopped. And nothing made sense. It was a cold that just creeped right into my bones. And I've never warmed up from that. I still carry that cold to this day. Just right deep into the marrow of my bones. That it's never gone. Everybody that touches me goes, God, you're cold. But I've not been right since. I could literally hear the blood rushing through my ears, and all I heard was, it was like a heartbeat inside my ears. And my world just stopped on that day. Literally just stopped. Literally.
What has been the most challenging part of coping with his loss?
It's not here. It's not here. That's... And there's still times, even now, 6 years, more than 6 years on, that I will go ahead and one of my kids will have achieved something, and I'll pick up the phone to go and call him and then get that reminder that he's not there no more, and I can't call him and I can't tell him. That I'll switch on the radio and a song from Pink Floyd will come on, and I just feel cold. And that cold there's always there, comes back and gets even colder, just to remind me he's not here, and there's nothing you can do about that. No, it isn't. It was my world. It was me and him against the world, and he's not here no more. And having to deal with that is not easy.
How have you honoured his memory since his passing?
Memory walks. Memory walks. Going to places that I know that he loved. Celebrating his birthday. Celebrating his life. I've gone to places I knew that he'd love. Places that we did. And this is that he's not forgotten, and he will never be. A quote from a poem. A tears could build a staircase, and memories built a lane. I'd walk right up to heaven and I'd bring you back again.
What message do you hope to share with others who may be struggling with their mental health?
You are not alone. And I don't care whether it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon or 2 o'clock in the morning. My inbox is always open. Always.
What do you think needs to change in society to support mental health awareness and reduce stigma?
more bloody resources, more support from when they are young, early diagnosis of it, because you can guarantee that about 80% of people who have got mental health problems have an undiagnosed form of autism. So early diagnosis with the right sort of counselling and support and get people talking. Because until people start talking and stop seeing it as a taboo subject, none of this is going to change. And people like our Dan, his memory will be in vain. And I don't want that. I don't. So speak up. Speak up, everybody. Just go ahead. If you're not feeling right, reach out. Whether you talk to a doctor, a nurse, your neighbour, whoever. Just speak up and tell somebody that you're not feeling right. Because honestly, there is people out there that can help.
How can friends and family better support someone who is struggling with their mental health issues?
There is courses out there on mental first aid, and I suggest everybody does them, because you can actually get them free from certain services. If you go to places like Mind and charities like that, there is resources out there for you to go ahead and do mental health first aid. And the first trick is, I'll give you the first pointer when it comes to mental health first aid. You talk to people. Always ask twice. Ask twice. First time around, if you're in a scenario, hey, how are you? And if their response is, I'm okay, ask again. Should we try that again? Hey, can we? Given what happened last week, should we try that again? What's going on? Talk to me. Always ask twice. That's the first point you will ever get taught in mental health first aid.
How do you think we can create a more supportive environment for those in need of mental health resources?
That's nice and simple. If I couldn't help myself over a brew, I'd actually just chatting to somebody, and you think they need a little bit more than that. Give them the number for Mind. Give them the online resources for Mind, because they're trained. Easy.